You know, it's funny. When the rain starts to fall, the whole world seems to take a deep breath and slow down. The streets get quiet, plans get canceled, but while everything's calm on the outside, a totally different kind of storm can start brewing inside us, one that, weirdly enough, makes us want to take more risks.
See, the impact of a gray, drizzly day goes so much further than just making the ground wet. It actually seeps into our psychology, and it can subtly shift our behavior in ways we don't even notice. And one of the wildest effects is how it messes with our perception of risk. So you gotta ask, what is it about a simple downpour that makes us more willing to roll the dice? Well, the answer isn't what you'd probably guess. It has less to do with expecting a big win and way more to do with just expecting something to happen. Let's break down exactly why that is.
Okay, so when the skies turn gray, something just clicks in our brains. We tend to get more reflective, a little more emotional, and, this is the surprising part, more open to taking a chance. Psychologists actually have a name for this. They call it weather-induced mood shifting.
Now, the most straightforward, kind of obvious explanation for all this starts with something we've all felt when it rains, that feeling of being stuck inside. It's a really simple chain reaction, right? The rain keeps us cooped up, so we're not moving around as much. This confinement, well, it pretty quickly leads to a serious case of boredom. And when we're bored, our brains go hunting for a little stimulation. All of a sudden, that quiet patter of rain outside becomes the background noise, and the bright flashing lights of a betting app on your phone, that becomes the main event. It's a super easy and accessible replacement for the excitement the outside world just took away.
But that whole indoor effect thing, that's really just scratching the surface. The real story here is much deeper, and it's tied directly to our core emotions.
Think about it. Rain has this incredible power to make us feel nostalgic. You know, that soft, kind of melancholy feeling that gets you thinking about old memories, old feelings, and yeah, old wins. Nostalgia basically becomes this little voice in your head. It's one of the strongest things that drives gambling, because it whispers this exact idea into your ear, connecting the gloomy mood you're in right now with the exciting memory of a past thrill. But it's not just nostalgia. There's another really powerful feeling that comes into play. The weather can literally and figuratively pull us into our own little bubble, creating this profound sense of isolation. And whenever we feel alone or disconnected, what do? We often look for something that can give us a quick, immediate spark. And gambling? It fits that need perfectly. A click of a button, the spin of a wheel, and suddenly you get that jolt of anticipation that just cuts right through the loneliness.
Okay, but here comes the twist. This is where the psychology gets really fascinating. It's not at all what you'd expect.
So, you might assume that on a rainy day, people just get more optimistic, right? They start thinking, hey, maybe my luck is about to change. But like we hinted at before, the research suggests something totally different is going on.
And here it is, the crucial point. It's not about the expectation of winning. It's about the expectation of action. We're just looking for an event, a moment of high drama, anything to break up the monotony of a slow, quiet, boring day. This creates what you could call the perfect psychological contrast. A rainy day slows life down to a crawl. A game of chance, on the other hand, speeds it way up. It's this total opposition that makes gambling so incredibly appealing when the weather outside is just miserable. So, knowing all this, how can we actually become more aware of these subtle pushes and pulls? How do we ride out this little internal storm without making decisions we might regret later? Well, we have to recognize that the mood a rainy day puts us in can be pretty deceptive. It has this power to blur our judgment, to soften our self-discipline, and to tempt us into thinking we're just passing the time, when what we're actually doing is reinforcing a habit. And this right here is the most important takeaway of all. The rain isn't the cause, it's the trigger. It doesn't force your hand, it just creates the perfect emotional conditions, the boredom, the nostalgia, the isolation that make the temptation to gamble feel so much stronger. So, the next time the clouds gather, here's a really simple little framework. First, just notice the weather. That's it. Second, do a quick check-in with yourself and recognize your mood. Are you feeling bored? A little lonely? Third, try to identify what you're actually craving. Is it excitement? Just a distraction? And finally, and this is the most critical step of all, just pause before you act. Seriously, that one moment of awareness can make all the difference in the world. Ultimately, just understanding this connection is an incredibly powerful tool. Recognizing that the storm outside might be kicking up a storm inside of you, that's the first step to navigating it, long before you even think about placing a bet. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other subtle triggers are out there in our daily lives, quietly shaping our biggest decisions?